It's Wednesday, September 10th. I have 6 orders to ship out today, but before I do that, I just want to give a massive thank you to all of you that subscribe to this channel. At the time of this recording, there's over 1,600 subscribers already on this new channel, so seriously, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've thought about doing this channel for a long time, and honestly, I wish I would have done it sooner. I will do my very best to make this channel fun, informative, different, just always trying to show you guys different things in my day-to-day. And if there's something you want to see, just leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to put it in a future video. All right, let's get to work. All right, first thing is in D51. I sold an owner's manual for Pokemon Fire Red for Game Boy Advance. This was in the bulk video game buy that I made, and there was a lot of manuals that didn't really match with games. So I've been selling some of them individually, and then I'm going to do one big massive lot of all the other ones, because I think a flipper would probably want to buy them and, you know, try to get $5, $10 each. You know, they might be slow movers, but I think somebody's going to buy them. This one sold for $17.99 free shipping. All right, I sold some Carhartt stuff. A buddy of mine has an embroidery business, and I've been selling some things for him. We're coming down here to D61 for the first piece. This is, I think this is the hoodie. No, sorry, this is the sweatshirt. You know what? I think I might have mislabeled where I had this, because this says large. The buyer got an XL, so I think it's going to be this one, actually. I think I had more XL than larges. I did, when I was listing them, I listed the largest first, and then I did a sell similar because it had everything I needed, and I just changed the sizes, but I forgot to change the custom SKU for where they were located. So I'm going to go in there and do that now after I record this. So yeah, there's the XL. Then they got a 2XL hoodie, the same buyer did. So let's go over to B52. All right, yeah, this is the 2XL hoodie, and then they bought a couple other things too, I think. They did another order of 2 each of the same thing. So, let's see here. XL sweatshirt. I'm gonna like triple check this so that I don't mess it up. Yeah, 2 more XL sweatshirts to bring it to a total of 3, and then 2 more 2XL hoodies to bring that to a total of 3. I guess I'll just throw them all over here so I keep them together. The buyer didn't say they're a viewer, but I recognize the username. So these are going out to Dylan. Dylan, I appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. All right, so the order that had 4 sold for $139.96 free shipping, and then the order that had 2 sold for $69.98 free shipping. And these are a consignment deal. Like I said, they're my buddies. I'm just selling them for them, and then we're splitting the money on them. I'm doing all the work with listing, shipping, returns, and handling all that stuff. I've had a number of people over the years ask me to do consignment for them, and I don't love doing it. I will do it on occasion if it's something that is fairly easy. If I think it's going to sell quickly, it's not going to take up too much storage space. But there's a lot of reasons I don't like doing it. There's a lot of extra work on the back end, you know, as far as like the accounting end of things. I'm keeping track of everything that's selling for them, and then I'm deducting eBay fees and shipping costs and all that stuff. There's all that extra work to figure out, like, okay, here's the number that's coming to you, here's the number that stays with me, and all that stuff. So I'll take consigners on occasion if it's a good fit. Generally speaking, if you're just starting out selling on eBay, I wouldn't recommend it. I would definitely say get your feet wet, be very confident in knowing what you're doing first. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I don't know, however long it takes you to feel like you know exactly what you're doing, you know what's going to sell, how fast it's going to sell, how much space you're going to need to take it up, what you need to charge for shipping, what's a fair consignment rate, all that stuff. So any newbies watching this, don't do consignment to start. Sell your own stuff, and just learn the ropes first. You know, walk before you can run. All right, next thing is a CD player. Yes, a CD player, and it is buried. I knew this was going to happen. I put it here underneath this stuff, and I'm like, you know what? This thing's going to sell. I know it is, because anytime you put something and then you put other stuff on top of it to store, it's going to be harder to get out. I knew it would sell, and surely it did. Okay, so If you saw this at a sale, you might think this is junk. It's a CD player. It's obsolete. It only plays one CD. It doesn't even play multiple. But the reason I bought it is because this is a very good brand, NAD. NAD Electronics, they do have, or they did have, I guess, something in Massachusetts, but it is made in Japan. This is a very sought-after brand. A lot of their electronics sell for really good money, including this one, and it sold for, sorry, I had to grab my phone, sold for $139.99 free shipping. All right, I'm going to D41 next. I'm just going to pull this whole box because it's all these books in here. These are the Babysitter's Club graphic novels. These graphic novels have gotten super popular with kids, and when I saw my daughter reading this, I was like, wait a second, I remember the Babysitter's Club. So yeah, this is just a new fun spin on the Babysitter's Club. She has read all of these. She is definitely a little bookworm, and I found a handful of these at the garage sales. Most of them we get at half-price books. So I told her that I would list these on eBay and sell them, and we would use the money to buy more books. So these sold for $39.99 free shipping. When I listed those, I had them as media mail for the shipping, but I will check to see if USPS Ground Advantage, sometimes even FedEx or UPS is cheaper. Media mail used to be the cheapest, always. It was a great rate, but something happened, I don't know, a year or two ago, where the media mail rates are not what they used to be. A lot of times it's cheaper if it's going to the West Coast, but sometimes it's a little bit cheaper to ship at Ground Advantage. So yeah, word of the wise, if you're selling media, definitely list it for media mail for the rate, because you want to give the buyer the best rate and you want to set the expectation of that delivery time, you know what I mean? So, and then if you have the option to save money and also get it to them sooner than that, then yeah, absolutely do Ground Advantage, just whatever. But yeah, word of the wise, just kind of be on the lookout for that when you're buying your labels. All right, we're going to D22 next. It's up here. And these are some glasses. I shipped a set of 4 of these in my first video I made on this channel. I can't remember, I think it might have been the Army ones. These are the Navy ones. I got a bunch of these glasses at a garage sale a couple months ago. I want to say it's like 70 or 80 glasses. I've got less than $1 into each of them. And this set of 4 Navy sold for $22.71 free shipping. And they're actually going out to a viewer all the way in Germany named Tobias. So Tobias, thank you so much for the support, man. I hope you enjoy these glasses. And if you're watching this, please let me know if they make it all the way to Germany safely. I am really hoping they do. I will take my time and pack them with care. And hopefully when they reach, whatever it is in Illinois, when, the eBay facility opens them up and then repackages them, hopefully they do a good job as well repacking them. Before I forget, I want to give a shout out to Gator Flips. He recently commented on one of my videos and said, hey, do you still have my sticker on your workbench tucked away in the corner? And I sure do. So Gator, thanks so much, man. I appreciate the sticker and giving it some screen time, because I guess you probably haven't seen it in a while. I've mentioned it on my other channel, but I'll say it here too. If you have a sticker for your resale business or your YouTube, whatever it is, I would love one for my workbench. Shoot me an email, cincinnatipicker@gmail.com. It's down in the description of this video, and I'll get you my address to send out a sticker. I got my whiteboard set up. I wanted to show you guys. I found this at a church sale, I think it was last weekend, and I didn't have to pay much for it. I got this and like 5 or 6 other things for 25 bucks. So at most, I've got $5 into this. I've been working out of the storage unit for 18 months now, so I haven't had one of these. So now that I've got a warehouse space again, it's nice to have a board on the wall. I love having this to track my daily listings. So you can see, once I got moved in here and started, the 3rd was the first day I listed. I don't think I listed anything on the 1st and the 2nd. So 16 items, 10 items, only 2 items, 15, 7, and today's Wednesday. I think I've already got 5 listed, so I'm gonna shoot for like 15 to 20 today. I think it is an absolute must. If you are reselling only part-time, full-time, whatever, if you're reselling in any capacity, you really need to track what you're listing. I've seen 1,000 different setups. Everybody does it differently, and none of them are right, none of them are wrong. It's just whatever works for you. If you don't have some kind of setup tracking what you're listing or what you're selling or whatever, I feel like you're really missing out. You're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, without really having the data and the numbers showing you what you're doing is working or not working or whatever. If you have something that you're using to track, leave a comment below. Let me know what you're using. I know a lot of people are using different software these days. I know there's at least 2 or 3 pretty popular ones that people like to use. I'm curious, anyone watching this, if you're using those. Leave a comment below. Yeah, I'll read some of those in a future video, and we'll kind of go over some of the different options that are out there. But yeah, I'm curious. I was just watching a video, I think it was Justin Resells. He popped up in my feed and I was watching one of the videos, and at the end of it he was showing what he had sold that week and profits and all that stuff. And I think it was a software, but I honestly can't remember the name. I want to say it started with an F, maybe like Flip something. When I'm editing this, I'll dig around and figure out what it is, and I'll leave it in text right here so that you guys know what the heck I'm talking about. All right, here is the shipping label for the books, just so you guys don't think I'm crazy. Media mail is what I had it at. That would show it to get there between the 12th and the 19th. That is $11.97. Here we go. USPS Ground Advantage between the 12th and the 16th, so it'll get there sooner, hopefully. And it is $3.50 cheaper. I'm trying to show where it's going without showing the buyer info or the address, but it's going to Georgia. So yeah, it seems like media mail is just rarely the cheapest option anymore. It's Thursday morning. I have 5 eBay orders to ship out, and I already packed I think about a dozen or so Whatnot orders. Here's all my Whatnot packages. I ran a Whatnot show last night for a bunch of sports cards, and it went great. A lot of you watching this were probably there last night. I just want to say to everybody that popped into the show, thank you so much. Really appreciate all the support. Had a ton of fun doing it. You guys have probably seen me pick up some sports cards in recent videos. I was running a lot of those last night in the auction, and I'm probably going to do another one, maybe 2 weeks-ish, something like that, so stay tuned. Okay, first order we are pulling is in C41. This is a massive lot of video game manuals that were in a lot of video games that I got. These just didn't match any of the games that were in the lot, and I kind of already went through them and pulled the ones that I wanted to list separately, and I think you guys have seen me sell some of those already. This was 220 game manuals. There's Atari, Coleco, just a big range of them. I listed them for $99.99 free shipping, and they sold right away. A lot of resellers will tell you if something sells like right after you list it, that you probably sold it too cheap. And that might be the case, but I really don't care. You know, if I'm making good profit on something, I'm just happy that it sold. I'm very much a fast nickel over the slow dime type of guy. That's just the kind of business that I like to run. I like money flowing in consistently so that I can reinvest it and buy more product and make more money from that money, as opposed to sitting on something for a year, 2 years, 3 years, trying to get like every last penny that I can out of something. I don't know that either strategy is right or wrong. It's just everybody has their own setup, you know? Everybody does what works for them. You really have to factor in a lot of things when you're thinking about how fast you want something to sell, because something that people forget about is the amount of storage and overhead and everything else that is involved with inventory. So like if something is gonna sit for a year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever, it's taking up space. So if you have unlimited space, then fantastic, not a big deal. But if you've got a confined space, then you might want to try to move stuff a little bit faster. Just some food for thought. All right, another one in C41. Let's see here. This is a Canon PowerShot A570, only 7 megapixels. I showed this in my other video. I got it at a church sale. I think it's been 2 weeks now that I got this. I paid up for it, paid $20. $20 for an old camera like this is kind of a lot of money to pay at a sale like that. I usually get them for like $5 or less. But I paid up because I saw they were selling for good money. In the last few years or so, these kind of cameras have gotten super popular. A lot of people left comments on the video where I showed this saying that the younger generation has been buying these because they love the retro look of the photos that come from these kinds of cameras. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out. A lot of the 35mm, a lot of the Canon, Nikon, you know, like I'd say late 90s, early 2000s cameras, they've got some good value. This one sold for $89.99 free shipping. All right, we're going to C42 next. I sold 3 of these Tommy Girl jeans bottles. It's so funny because I've had these listed for I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, and they really weren't selling. And then all of a sudden, the last month, I've sold 4 of them. This is all going to one buyer for $119.97 free shipping, and they were part of a bulk buy, so I've probably got 20, 30 bucks into all 3. All right, I'm going to D22 next. Just a day or 2 ago, I sold some of those Budweiser Navy glasses, and lo and behold, I sold another set of 4. This time, the set of 4 sold for $24.18 free shipping. All right, last thing I'm pulling today is in D51. It's a Ghostbusters game for Atari. Where's it at? There it is. This sold for $15.99 free shipping. All right, everything's packed up. I am doing some listings, and I want to show you guys something, and I bet you that 99.99% of the people watching this already know what I'm going to show you. But if one person learns something, then that is good enough for me. All right, I got this Batmobile thing. I think it's been like, 3 months, 6 months. I don't know. I've had it for a while. I've had it in a tote that I just stored away of unlisted stuff because I knew I would get to it eventually, and here we are. And I can't remember what this thing is called, and I'm not seeing markings anywhere. I think Kenner made it, but what I'm going to do is use the Google app. So you can download the Google app on your phone, and then what you want to do is tap this little camera button, and you can get a picture of an item, and it's going to do a photo search for you. So it's going to pull up exactly what this thing is. So here we go. The object in the image is the Street to Sky Batmobile from Batman Beyond animated series, produced by Hasbro in 1999. So it wasn't Kenner. I'm pretty sure Kenner made a lot of Batman stuff, but I guess they must have lost the licensing at some point. I don't know. Okay, Street to Sky Batmobile, and we're gonna do a quick search here. The data in the search results is a little bit mixed up, so you can't take, the exact number 38 and then do the sold and get, a sell-through rate and get good information, because you can see the discs here. Gosh, somebody's asking $89 just for the discs for these things. I think this thing came with an action figure. Somebody's got this one new in the box. This is so funny. Look at this. They have all of the Walmart stickers, and you can see where Walmart knocked it down to $19 and then $12 and then $10.50 and then finally $5 and somebody bought it. That's so funny to me. Okay, so as you can see, not a ton of active listings. We're talking about probably 25 to 30, and we're going to go to sold and 10 results. This is the last 90 days. 10 of them have sold. Somebody had all the discs and only got 50 plus shipping. Somebody got 60 plus shipping without the discs. So there is a demand for this thing, but I don't know that it's a huge demand. Just kind of showing you guys my thought process with my pricing. So let's see, if I wanted to do, what I like to do is search buy it now, see who has the best price right now. There's some incomplete ones. This one's incomplete. I wonder, because they're missing the top to it. Now this one looks pretty much identical to mine. Sometimes when I list toys, I like to do an auction because I want to let the buyers do the research for me. You know what I mean? Like they can decide how many pieces are complete or incomplete or whatever, and it generally brings pretty close to value. But with this one, I think I'll do a buy it now and best offer. I think it may be 50 free shipping or best offer. Wait, I thought I just hit sold. Filter. Oh wait, I got to do a sort. Sort ended recently. Okay. Yeah, I think 50 free shipping is about the right price on this. I have $3 into it, so I'm gonna be in the profit. There's pretty much no doubt about that. All right, let's get this thing listed. So yeah, thanks for humoring me. Just wanted to show you the Google app image search. It has been a lifesaver for me on several occasions. It's Friday morning. I've got 7 orders to pack. Let's get to work. First thing is right up here. This is a Sega Dreamcast, and it is in this original case. I think this might have been a rental case. If anybody is old enough to remember Blockbuster and the video store rental places, you could rent a whole system back in the day. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all kinds of different systems, and I think that's what this was. This has the system and the controllers, but no games, but it's got the power cord and the AV. This was part of that big video game buy I made a while back. This sold for $200, free shipping. Next thing is in B62. I've had this listed for a while, maybe like 6 months. It was in the perfume buy I made. This is just a keychain and a tiny bit of perfume of Terry McGlair Angel. Let's see, yeah, it is 0.015 ounce. So you're really just buying the keychain. Had this listed for the longest time and just wasn't really getting any offer. Sent her best offer of $44 free shipping, and they accepted. All right, we're going to A52 next. Somebody commented that my A-rack was bothering them because I don't have it organized yet by number, and it bothers me too. I'm going to get to it next week, I promise. I sold this Hyperscan Ben 10 game. Let's see. That sold for $18 plus shipping. This was one of the random plus shipping things I had listed, and it was a while ago. So this one definitely took a while to sell, and it's also a best offer that I sent out. Keep an eye out for Ben 10 stuff. Just about any kind of Ben 10 stuff is worth looking up. The toys, the video games, whatever. There seems to be a big collector's market for it. All right, we're coming back up here where the Dreamcast was, and I sold this Panasonic FZ10 3DO box. This had the box and a few of the manuals and stuff, but not all the original packing. Box is in good shape. This was an extra in the video game buy. It didn't match up with the systems that I had, so I sold it as is, box only, no console. Sold for $119.99, free shipping. All right, let's go to D31 next. I sold a catcher's mitt. This is a Mizuno, let's see, what is it, GXC100, and it is a lefty catcher's mitt. You don't see a lot of lefties. When you're listing baseball gloves, softball gloves, whatever it is, what you want to do is you want to put whatever hand you throw with. So for instance, this is a lefty glove, but it goes on your right hand. So in the listing, you're going to put LHT, or left-handed thrower, or lefty, or whatever, so that the buyer knows. And then when you go into the item specifics, it'll usually say like handedness or whatever. So you'll say left-handedness even though it goes on your right hand. Kind of tricky if you've never dealt with the gloves. This one sold for $34.99, free shipping. All right, the next one is, I think it's this one. This Fairchild video entertainment system. Box is in bad shape. But the system itself, everything was in here. I'll open it up and show you guys. Pretty neat old system. There is still a collector's market for these, believe it or not. This one I took a best offer of $145, free shipping. Okay, lastly, going to D51, and I sold the Pokemon Coliseum owner's manual. You guys saw me sell that big lot of owner's manuals, and this one, along with some other ones I had pulled out to sell individually. And this one was also a best offer. I think I sent out the best offer on this of $52, free shipping. Made another sale as I was packing orders. I love when that happens. Down here in C62, this is the Dam Keeper World Without Darkness book. I got this at a garage sale a couple months ago. There was a big stack of books I got for cheap. I think I've got maybe 50 cents into this. I sent a best offer of $23, free shipping, and the buyer accepted. I had a comment on a recent video I wanted to read you guys. Foghorn Kinhorn says, "It's amazing the amount of money you waste on bad buys." And I replied, "It's a special talent." So they're referring to the clothing I bought in a recent video. There was, let's see, I think there was 2 t-shirts and a pink jacket. And when I got it back to my warehouse and I was looking it up and looking a little bit closer, I'm like, this is a bad buy. And I was showing how, kind of like what my train of thought was, and just pointing out that like I shouldn't have even bought it to begin with. When I'm out and about hitting sales, it's that fine line of like, do I have to look up every single thing that I come across, you know, to not waste money? Or do I try to make the most of my time and get to the next sale and kind of keep things moving? Like, you're always making that dance, because time is money at garage sales. Within the first hour or so, maybe 2 hours at most, is when most of the good stuff is going to be picked over and gone. So you're kind of like racing against time when you're at sales. With a lot of things you're looking up, it's not as easy as just like snapping your fingers, 5-second look up, oh, this is worth money, this isn't worth money, because sometimes you got to look into the data a little bit more. You might have to do multiple searches to get like certain keywords. So it's gonna lead to bad buys. You know, I've done this 20 plus years and I'm still making bad buys. But what I like to do is when I make the bad buys, just own them. Show you guys what it is. That way, not only am I learning to not buy it in the future, but everybody else is learning, like, you know, if you see this, maybe don't waste your time with doing it. There's a lot of YouTube channels of resellers that like to glamorize things and make it seem as if, you know, they're just making tons of money without ever making mistakes. And I'm sorry, but if you resell, you're gonna make bad buys, period. And if you're saying that you aren't, you're lying. I've never pretended to be an expert reseller, but I promise you guys, I will always show you the good and the bad side of things that I'm doing in reselling. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.